What's up guys, Udeems here. Today we're back again. In this video we're going to be playing some ranked, and I'm going to be playing some Vi in the jungle. So for this video I thought I'd just go over some concepts that I felt like a lot of lower tier players lack an understanding of. And I feel like just by learning some of these concepts you can increase your win rate by so much and get out of these lower tiers. Because there's a lot going on in these gameplays, and just by picking up on these you can really improve your gameplay. So to start off every match, I always like to try and get a ward on either the enemy blue or red. That way I just know what side of the map their jungler is starting on. It gives me a pretty good basis for what's going to happen the first few minutes. So here I see Master Yi starting at his blue side. I did have a cam on it, so I could have invaded, but I did not this match. I kind of just played it safer. But overall an invade at this point would be fine because Master Yi has so much of a slower first clear, and Vi has a pretty good invade with your first ability. You have good escape and engage. So looking back on this, I definitely could have, because look at how low he is here, but instead I just played safe, which is perfectly fine too, because you don't want to be throwing early. So now I know he started as blue, so notice where he's going right now. He's going towards, I think those are called the Golem or Krugs. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not too familiar with the names yet, but he's going down there. So pretty much what that tells me is he's only doing a one-sided jungle clear, because if he wanted to do a similar clear to me and clear both sides of his jungle, he would have gone down that way. So now what that means is he's going to clear that one side of his jungle and then go for the bot side scuttle, instead of being on this side of the map. And you know what that means? He has not taken his weapon power buff yet, since he's only clearing that side of his jungle right now. So over here you just saw he's heading towards the scuttle, and now he's taking that. So over here, I know his weapon power buff is still up. He hasn't taken that at all. And he probably hasn't even warded it yet, because he was at his red side, or he was at his blue side from the very start. So over here, now I know there's pretty much no danger of him rotating on this. This is a free take. So I'm just farming this up. And now I know that the Master Yi took scuttle. So his options are either he's going to gank a lane, or he's going to come for this buff, because that's really the only two things he could do. And over here I see he's ganking that bot side, which makes sense since he was just clearing the scuttle on that side. So now I could just keep on taking this. I don't go for a gank because nobody is low health on this side, and I'm not level 5 yet. I want to be power farming until level 5, because with my ultimate, I could do so much with the gank, because I get this free stun pretty much, and it's, if you use it right, it's almost a guaranteed kill. So over here now I'm just waiting around, and now I see that they start the engage, so I start pinging them on my way, and they overextend here. So here, this is pretty much a free cleanup. And that's another mistake that a lot of beginner junglers make, is they really try and force ganks, and then they just go to a lane and die. And what that does is that just puts your laner way further behind. So instead, a lot of people don't realize you can just keep on farming if you need to. Like, you don't have to try and force something so much. So over there, that's a good start. We got a kill, we got 3 buffs, because we took their weapon power buff too. So now my buff is spawning. I know his buff is gonna, his weapon, or his crystal, or his blue buff is gonna be spawning in a bit. Played Vanglory for too long, still calling it crystal power buff. But yeah, I know he's gonna be heading there soon, probably to take that when it respawns. So here now I'm looking for a good gank. That's not particularly a good gank because he's just sitting underneath this turret. So now I see he's going mid. Actually, I want to see if he overextends here, but he does not. So instead, I just head right to his blue buff, because I know that that's spawning. And I keep an eye out, since I think he's going to come for this. So that's why I waited to get my first ability off cooldown, but I see he's still ganking mid. So I actually rush this as fast as I can. He's going topside, and I see a dragon spawning, so I'm really suspicious here, because he didn't come for this buff. That means he's either ganking that top lane, or he's rushing that dragon and thinking I'm not going to notice. So over here, I'm going straight to that dragon because I do not want to give him a free dragon. So over here, I'm just checking if he's on it, and he is. So over here now, this is kind of 2v1. I realized I have to back off a bit and wait for my mid laner to get here. The Master Yi was super low, and then I was able to get a nice ult onto Katarina. And my team's pretty much able to come back here and clean it up. We both almost died here, actually. A bit of lag too with it, but we made it work. And now pretty much this dragon's free for us. So that's another thing that a lot of lower tiers make, a mistake that they make. They don't pay attention to these dragons, like, right when they spawn. And over here, that Draven just oversteps. And you never want to overstep against a Vi. That's one reason why I love Vi so much. And I see this Master Yi's come here. I'm half health, so I'm like, if he comes, I'll just dip. If he doesn't come, then that's fine too, so I'm ready for whatever happens. And he does appear. Wait for him to use his first ability, and then dash away. And I just give him the buff, it's fine. It's not worth dying for. That's another misconception that, like, a lot of people have. Like, a lot of people, they know Master Yi is weak early. They think Vi is stronger early on. So they just go for the fight. But, like, if you're half health and a Yi is full health, it probably won't matter that he's a bit weaker, because health matters, if you did not know. A lot of people don't really pay attention to that. They just think, oh, Master Yi is weak early, let me go for this fight. But that's how you make careless mistakes and get him fed. So for now, I'm taking the Scuttle. I see the Rift Herald is starting up in 10 seconds, so I'm starting to set up for it. Now what I do is, I want to make sure that this bot side has pressure, because I want to rush this Scuttle. Or this Rift Herald, I meant. So over here, the reason why I know I can start this up is because, look at our bot side. Our bot side has complete advantage. If a fight breaks out here, I know that they can rotate. So over here, I'm pinging them to rotate. And I'm fine to go for this engage, because I know I'm pretty far ahead of this Master Yi. And pretty much I just ult him, get the free kill. And now I'm taking this Rift Herald. And this is one thing about the game that really does annoy me. Like, the objective to keep on regenerating health even when they go back into the zone. So over here, that regened a lot, and I was able to get the Herald, but I was not able to get the escape. Looking back at this, I shouldn't have tried to use my first ability to escape. I should have flashed first, because my flash is instantaneous. And I wouldn't have to charge up my first ability. But back there, what pretty much a really important concept that a lot of people lack is lane priority. Because when going for big fights, it's really important to keep an eye on whether your laners can rotate or not. If your laner has a wave shoved in, like how our bot laner did, what can happen is our laner can rotate, but theirs can't. The enemy laner in that bot lane would have had the choice to either try and take the same path and make it to that fight, but they'll probably die if they do try and take that path, or they can take a longer way around. But either way, they're going to miss out on a whole lot of farm, because that wave was pushed up all the way into their turret. Pretty much just all paying attention on who can rotate. Over there, I knew my laner can rotate, so that's why I started that up, even though it was only me, because I knew that their bot laner would not be rotating, but mine could, so that's really important. Over here, I'm pinging our mid lane to head this way, because we were able to catch him out on the river. And now I'm pretty much just tracking this person down. My ult gets me the free stun. Now I'm pretty much just making sure I don't die. I got this Rift Herald too, so we got 3 kills. I got the Rift Herald. Just head mid and push with it. And another thing that you really need to notice in this match is I'm making it so my ult is always off cooldown when these objectives spawns, and I'm always on the same map, on the same side of the map as where the objective spawns. Because the last thing you want to do is use your ult on like the opposite side of an objective, and then just waste it, and then having a big fight break out at the objective like a little bit later, and you don't have your ult. That's not good, because objectives matter a lot, probably more than 1 kill. So instead, saving my ult, going to the side of the objective, and then using it on that side to see if we can get a kill, and then go for the fight on the objective. That's the move to do. So they actually surrender here, so this is kind of a short match. So instead, we will do another one. But if y'all are liking this kind of content, make sure to leave a sub and leave a comment down below, because I really do like reading the comments, seeing what people have to say about it, if they like this kind of stuff, what other things they want. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. We'll just head into another one. Okay, so we are back. Doing another ranked match with Vi. And again, we're just going for a similar thing. I actually like to charge up my first ability and then just use it, just to get that bit of a head start, because at level 1, an extra step ahead of your enemy does so much, because a lot of these fights, like, it's based off like whoever gets off those first attacks first. So if we actually run into the Ahri, I just back off because they're range versus melee. Actually, if you have a coordinated mid laner, A lot of times you could try and catch out people like that. Get the win on the trade. Because if our mid laner was with me and I was coordinated with them, we could have easily taken that trade. I could have just knocked him up with my first ability and we would have been able to do so much damage. So I was not able to get the cam there this match because I don't want to take too much damage, so that's fine though. We're still going to try and make this work. This match. Pretty much the same rotation again. With Vi, actually, you have a pretty good gank with your first ability. So over here, if you do see an opportunity when going to the other side of your jungle, I do recommend taking it. And the reason why I do go for it here is because I know I have this side of the map cammed up. Like, the Ahri should be playing to the other side because, like, we have a ward in this. Like, they don't know I'm here. I know I can get this off. But I actually kind of butchered my first ability, but it's fine. We forced the flash from Ahri, so I just told my mid laner in case he did not see that Ahri flashed because a lot of times people might miss that. And over here, I see that their Graves is topside. And I know what that means is Graves started on that side of the map, and he has not cleared his blue side yet. Because there's no way he would have had enough time to do both, so he only cleared his blue side, and now he's taking that scuttle. So over here, I realize I'm too low to contest him. I'm just barely over half health. So what I do is I rush to the other side of the jungle to go for the other scuttle. Because I don't want to fight him at that scuttle, because he'll win that just because I'm so much lower. So I know that his buff is up, and I know that this is up too. So pretty much I just am able to grab this. Because I did lose a bit of health going for that mid gank. That is one thing, if you do go for that, you'll probably take a bit of damage. So you do have to watch out for the scuttle fights if you are too low. And over here now, I'm keeping an eye in case the Graves comes for this. Because again, his choices are either gank a lane or come right for this buff. Because those are the only logical choices for a jungler, really. So over here, he's just ganking top lane, so I just am able to take this. And over here, like, I'm looking at that lane. Everybody's full health. They're right next to their turret. That is a hard gank. Our mid laner dies first, which is unfortunate. But over here, now I see that they're starting to go for fights. I'm like, ooh, okay. Maybe go for this. I got a level 5 too. And I'm on my way. I run into a wall. This wall really, really annoyed me. I did not realize it was there, so I actually ult right onto this low health person. Our support Leona actually engaged onto the Jinx. They should have definitely tried to stun up the Lux instead, just because they were so low, but it all worked out. Our Kaisa was able to get the cleanup. So now I see their junglers down here. He probably went to check his buff, saw it wasn't up, and then just came straight to this lane. So yeah, I just get the reset because I know their jungler is probably shopped and stuff, and I just want to be safe, not go for anything too crazy, but they start going for this fight. I'm trying to get back as fast as I can. And I know I can pretty much clean this up here, so they overextended here. I was able to just get a nice reset and shop in and then track this back down. Now I'm chasing off this Graves, trying to get my first ability back off cooldown, get it back off, and I kind of butcher it. So kind of through that. I see that now they're chasing me. Their Ahri is rotating on me too from mid, if you did not see that. I was able to dodge the charm, and I just try and turn onto this. But I was not able to get that kill. He's like one shot away. But looking back at that, I maybe could have tried to escape. I had both my first ability and my flash. Something crazy I probably could have done is I probably could have like used my first ability to go over a wall, and then when they ran on the other side, I could have like flashed back over the same wall back onto the other side and like gotten away from that, but I did not exactly notice that when I was playing. So notice what I did there actually. I saw that the Ahri was rotating, and I knew I didn't want to get charmed by him. So well, what a lot of people do is they just auto-aim their abilities. And one thing to keep in mind is like, watch how I moved when I saw the Ahri appeared. I didn't run in a straight line away from him. I ran diagonally. That way, when they do auto-aim, it's going to miss. Because if you auto-aim when you're running like perpendicular to somebody, the auto-aim is going to shoot the ability like behind you and it's barely going to miss. Whereas if you're running a straight line right away from him, it doesn't matter, it's just going to hit you. So actually notice what I did when I recalled. I had the choice to go to my blue buff or my weapon power buff side. But I went to weapon power buff side because my dragon is up. And also, notice what I'm doing here. I'm comfortable starting this up because look at the lane priority in our bot lane. Our bot lane has the advantage, they have the wave shoved in. They can rotate if they need to. The enemy can't. If the jungler shows up, it doesn't matter. We're going to have 3 people here before them. So over here now, we're able to get that dragon. I have my ult up still, which is another thing. I made sure my ult was up when going for this dragon. And now we just hard dive this. But they sadly were able to live that. They're like one shot. Now I see their Ari's rotating down. So I'm just keeping an eye out for that. Our mid laner's down here too. I'm trying to see if I can maybe get an engage, but again, you want to be careful when diving Ari's because you don't want to be getting charmed underneath the turret, so gotta be careful for that. Now, yeah, their laner's come back, so I just start to reset. And again, their Graves was topside. He made that mistake. You shouldn't be hanging around topside right when dragon spawns. Because if he shows in that topside, and I know he's in that topside, I'm just going to start up dragon regardless, because I know he's not there to contest me. That's why it's just so important to play around these objectives and know where to be at the right time. And know what fights you could take. And when you could start up these objectives. So actually he took that there, so he did get that, but we got the dragon, so that's definitely a good trade. And I see their Graves has come back. Actually, I think I can get the jump onto him. So start that, and that Graves ability really threw off my targeting. I was very surprised there, like, that messed up with my auto lock thing, and I couldn't get the autos off. But that was a bad fight there, actually, if you didn't realize. As I was just saying, lane priority. I wasn't paying enough attention to mid lane there. In the mid lane, their mid laner had the advantage. They were able to get the rotated off before my mid laner. That's why that went so bad, because the Ahri got the rotate off. If my mid laner had the advantage, they had the wave shoved in, they could have rotated first, and that would have been a fine fight for me, but that was a mistake to go for. So now I'm just hanging around this Rift Scuttle. The reason why I start this up here is because I know this is a little bit of a risky call, but I know, again, Garen and both my mid, they're both going to have their waves shoved in soon, so they can both rotate if they need to. And also, I think that the Graves is taking his bot side jungle, because he just cleared the entire top side, his entire weapon power side, so there's really no reason for him to come back up here because there's nothing left to farm. So I was pretty confident that he's just going to his blue side, because that's where all the farm is now. That was pretty much why I did that. And now we're able to just push in this turret here. So again, I'm just trying to keep an eye out, have some map awareness, see where their jungler might be headed. And he does end up being here, but again, you cannot be overextending against a Vi. That is a mistake, because Vi you can gap close so quickly, gets such a good engage. And I didn't even have to use my ult there because I don't even have it up. And also, all throughout this match, I'm opening up the scoreboard and keeping an eye on when the dragon's going to spawn. So over there, we lost the bot turret, that's fine. I think our mid lane was able to push with the Rift Herald, I think, while they were all down there, so I think trading, yeah, the Rift Herald's still pushing, they aren't even addressing that. So I honestly think getting the mid turret for bot turret, that's a fine trade. So over here now, notice my ult's come back off cooldown, the dragon's come back off cooldown. I'm trying to keep an eye on that. See the dragon's coming up. So over here, this Meshy is just super overextended, so that's why I'm rotating up here. Trying to get in my last rotates before the dragon spawns. And now I'm just tracking him down pretty much. And now I'm just heading mid. Because I have my ults here. If I can get a kill here, we can pretty much get a free dragon. So I'm looking for this, but I do have 3 mid. I just take this just to heal up a bit. And this kind of sketch fight, like, we're in a really weird position here, and whether we wanted to engage or not was a bit unclear, but actually I rushed this dragon straight away. Since look at our Garen. Our Garen is just split pushing. I know that they're all going to rotate up to that Garen right now to stop him from pushing. So nobody's going to be down here to contest me. And my entire team can come down here if they need to. So that's what's happened. They all rotated for that Garen, and they just left this dragon for free. You can't really be doing that. You gotta have some cams. Have some awareness of these objectives that are up. So right now our Twisted Fate was looking for an engage, I think. So now this Baron's up. Looking to see if we can get a kill. If we can get a kill or two, we could take this Baron. I have Molotov cooldown. But I actually do go back since I have a bunch of gold and I want to shop. So I actually do get the recall in. And now I'm just telling him to retreat because, again, I don't want him to start fighting. Both me and the Kaiser are not there, so that's another mistake that a lot of new people make, is they just go for bad engages. So here, I really don't know what the Garen's doing. Like, there isn't an objective on the other side of the map to take, so it's kind of pointless at this point. And he's just dying, so over there I realize it's helpless to save him. Our Kaiser's in bot side, so I just push out this mid lane a bit. Now, what the Garen could have done is he could have gone to the bot side and then pushed that lane. Because if they all rotated to that bot side there, if Garen was pushing that bot side, then we could have gone Baron. Because they would have all been down there. So over here now, I just want to keep an eye on this, make sure they don't do it. I don't mean to like start this up, I did not mean to ping that up. I meant to just watch out for these people, poke a bit if you can. Yeah, we're able to get some nice stuns. And we're able to just clean up that person, the Jinx, because they overstep there. Now we just back off. We got a good kill there. I think our Garen just teleported in. He's able to get a good flash A ability. And I actually messed up my targeting in this fight. I did not realize my target lock was on, I think it was the Graves. And I was trying to attack the Master Yi, so it wouldn't work. And I was really confused there. So here now, they're overstepping way too far, in my opinion. This is another mistake that a lot of people make, is you get it we got 2 kills onto their mid laner and their bot lane. Those are their 2 main damage dealers, like ADC's late game. We don't need to be overstepping for more, because what they just did was they took a lot of unnecessary damage, and now we can't take Baron just because of how low they were. Whereas if you just get those 2 kills, back off, and then take Baron, you're still healthy enough to take it, because of course if you're too low, then you can't be taking this. So here now, the reason I want to start this up is because, look, they're all bot side. There's 3 of us here. Might as well just take this. So that's what I was talking about. If they want to split push the opposite side of an objective, then that works out. But split push on the same side won't do too much. So we're able to get this for free. Got the smite off. Smiting is definitely one thing we're working on. It's a bit tricky because it's a new concept. There was no smite in Vanglory or anything, so... Now I'm just rotating to this bot side. I have Molotov cooldown, I have a first ability and boots. Pretty much this is a free kill here. It doesn't even really matter what they do, because I could just ult him if I need to, but... Again, I don't want to waste my ult if I don't need to, so I just save it up. And now... I see that dragon spawning up, so good thing I did not waste my ult. Able to get that buff, and now I'm looking for a pick, because if we can get a kill here, then they're going to be 1 down when that dragon spawns at least. So I'm just keeping an eye out for what's going on.
I'm doing this my way.
So I actually pinged this because their Jinx is still dead, plus we got these empowered Baron buff minions pushing in. So here, our team's overstepping too much again. That was a mistake. He definitely went way too far. So now we're kind of backing off a bit. Our Garen's heading over. That wasn't even a good fight to begin with because our Garen wasn't ready. Now we're kind of in a weird spot. Like, we aren't really sure what we should do. Our Garen starts this up. Bit of a risky play. I mean, we got a 4v4 if they do come. I mean, that's okay because we are ahead, but that could have been bad, so we're able to just get the hard engage, honestly. I honestly don't think it would have mattered, just because we're so far ahead. Over here now, I don't want to die, of course, so I kind of just play safe, and I'm telling them to retreat, because again, they're stepping up too far. There's no need to do that and risk dying, because they almost got comboed up by that Lux, which would have been pretty bad. Now I'm just taking out their jungle, and then gonna go back and shop. I have so much gold. Probably should have shopped earlier. I don't know why I took that because I'm recalling anyways. So now, like, our team's pushing in waves. They just got to be careful not to get caught out or anything because I just recalled. pinging on my way so they know I'm on my way. But our team is pretty far ahead this match. Like I did a really good job of holding our team snowball both last game and this match. I was able to get Dragon's objectives, Baron, Herald. So now I'm just pushing in this mid wave. I see that they're still chasing that Garen and bot side, so I decided to just keep on pushing this. I saw there's a bunch from bot side, and then Ori was top side, so I was able to get this mid turret. And now we got two inhibitor turrets. So those waves are both going to be pushing in really, really well. And now we're just in such a good spot because we got dragons, we got inhibitor turrets, and if you can get both of those, you're in a very, very good spot. So now this Baron's spawning. Keeping an eye on. I see that Garen is pushing bot side again. So I actually start this up, but over here I'm actually being a little bit cautious because this time I don't see their graves there. And I actually do have to worry about their graves because their graves can outsmite me. Like, if he comes up here and he outsmites me, he can steal this. So that's why I'm keeping an eye out. And I see Graves shows up. I don't take the risk at all. I ult the Graves right away. I make sure he doesn't get a steal off. And super low. I just back off. Rather, I don't even know how I lived that. I was so low, but my team was able to clean that up. I'm too low though to start this up, so I just have to dip. Honestly, my entire team should have just reset and then we could have gone right back to Baron. Because two of them are dead, we could have easily gone there and started it up again. But our team, again, it's solo queue, so it's not the best coordinated team. Here, our Garen was able to get the kill, so I just start to take this. So now my team's pinging this to go Baron again, so this time I'm down because it's the exact same thing. This Garen's still pushing bot lane. They're all gonna, somebody's gonna have to rotate there at least to stop him. And we can just take this. I have my ults back off cooldown. If somebody rotates, I could just ult him. So we just secured this dragon, or this Baron. And I actually kind of butchered it. Oh. I saw the Lux ult start to charge up and I just panicked there. Again, I'm still kind of new to the game too, so I'm still learning the heroes, how much damage everything does. So I have no idea like how much the Lux ult does to the Baron, so I like panicked and I tried to smite it a bit early, which kind of screwed me over. And over there, I missed that by like, I barely missed that. That was painful. I was so close there. But I know that a Lux ult and a Jinx ult, that is a scary combo to steal a dragon. So now again, we're just so far ahead. I have my ult. Make sure to ult the right person. Try and ult one of their ADCs and then do your parts. Over here, I don't want to recall because I think we can push to end over here. Like we get some kills. We're still relatively healthy. Plus our waves are pushed in, so, or they're pushing in, so I don't want to go for full on recall. Now there's only one alive, so we're going back to end this match. And now it's only Jinx. I have my ult back off cooldown. I'm like, I could just flash ult onto him if I need to. If a teammate follows up, then we should be fine. So we're able to clean that up, and that's pretty much the game. But anyways, that's going to be about it for this video. If you all enjoyed this, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And again, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I guess I'll wait for the match end screen. So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Leave a sub if you have not done so yet. And that's going to be it. See y'all in the next video.